Welcome to Aspen Yoga. My name is Stacy. And for today's yoga class, we are going to work on our hips and our hamstrings. So we're really going to get in deeply to both those areas. And we're also going to spend some time on each one of those areas. So the poses are going to be held a little bit longer. Two things: you're going to need your yoga mat, but you will also need a blanket. Any blanket will do, and then a yoga strap. If you do not have a yoga strap, grab a belt, grab a jump rope, grab the sash to your robe. Anything will work. I prefer it not to be stretchy, so not necessarily an exercise band, but if that is all you have, go ahead and use that. So gather everything you need. Meet me back on the mat as we get into our hips and our hamstrings. Welcome back. We are going to start on our backs. You can use your blanket if you like, just for some cervical support on your neck. Have your strap nearby. So we are going to lie on our back, and we're just going to start with a body scan. So we're going to check in before we get started here with everything. So your eyes are closed, legs are extended. If it's uncomfortable for your legs to be extended, go ahead and bend those knees, protects your lower back. And I want you to take a deep inhale here and exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. Starting at your toes and making your way up your body. Let's check in. Let's wiggle our toes. Point and flex those toes, the ankles. And as you make your way up your calves and your knees, checking in, how do those hamstrings and quads, the front of your legs, feel? Checking in with those hips. We're going to work the hips and the hamstrings a lot today. And let's just scan our way up our torso. So the front of our body and our back. Inhaling, filling the chest. Exhale, check in with the lower back. The shoulders drop away from your ears. Checking through your shoulders down to your fingers. Check through your neck, your face, and all the way out the top of your head as you take a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, bring both knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. You can roll from side to side if you like. Holding here in the center. Dropping your back leg, hugging that closest one to me into your chest. Good. Let's go ahead and circle that leg around. If you want to hold with one hand, you can absolutely do that. Circle that knee slowly to your comfort level. And let's circle around the other way. So always remember to listen to your body. Good. Come back to the center. Bring your other knee to your chest. Both knees hug. Drop the one we just did. Hug single leg into your chest. And when you're ready, draw some circles. You can have that single arm hold that leg in. Good. Again, working through your range of motion. When you're ready, switch directions. Good. As we come back to the center, go ahead and put that foot down to the floor. Grab what you're using for your strap. Go ahead and open it all the way. We are going to do what I call flamingo. So flamingo is we are going to stretch the hamstrings, the inner thighs, and those outer thighs. So I want you to take your strap and place it below your toes. So on that forefoot, you can wrap the strap, what you're using, around those hands. Extend the leg to the ceiling, gently pulling with your arms. We're going to hold this here for 1 minute. So I want you to settle in, feeling those muscles of your back relax. Shoulders relax into the floor. We are not doing a bicep curl. Our shoulders are not curled up to our ears. And you can see my leg is slightly bent. You do not need to lock that leg out. Okay, we have just started here. So a slight bend in the knee is okay. Not a big bend, but a slight bend in the knee. If you have a big bend in your knee, just adjust your strap. We are halfway done. Nice deep breath. Send oxygen to those muscles that we are stretching. You may feel it in your calf as well, and that's okay. We are going to come towards you. So we're going to stay here. You're going to take that strap in the same hand as your leg. And in about 5 seconds here, we are going to open it to the outside. So go ahead and take your leg out. Now, as I take my leg out, again, my arm is just there as support. I'm not pulling. My opposite hip stays on the ground. So opposite hip staying on the ground, stretching the inner thigh. Now, if it is too much, you're just going to give yourself more slack in your band and bring it down a little bit. Okay, so it does not have to be completely out to the side. It can be down a little bit closer to the other foot. Your choice, your range of motion, you're going to find each side is going to be a little bit different here. The next one that's going to complete our flamingo is we're going to take this leg all the way over to the other side in about 15 seconds. So as we prepare to do that, you're going to switch hands, keep the leg the same, switch hands with your strap, move your bent knee out of the way. Let's go ahead and start that. So you're going to come up, switch hands, move the bent leg out of the way. That foot is going to come across your body. Now, if you're too close to the wall, you hit it, go ahead and move away. My opposite arm is going to open up. Okay, so I'm getting a nice cross-body stretch here. And I'm stretching everything along the outside, maybe into the glutes a little bit, into the hip. If your strap falls off, go ahead and bring it back on. So again, adjust to where you need to. Okay? We have about 30 seconds here, and then we're going to switch everything over. Okay, so let that leg be heavy. Nice deep breaths. That was flamingo on this side, and we'll do the same thing on the other side here. In about 10 seconds, we're going to switch everything up. So nice deep breaths. Good. Let's go ahead and come back up to the center. Take the strap off. And if you moved on your mat, go ahead and readjust yourself back. Strap goes on that opposite foot. At that forefoot, wrap around. And we here are going to start our 60 seconds. Now again, one side is going to be tighter than the other. That's typical. Again, you do not have to lock that knee out. If you want to lock it out and it doesn't lock out straight at 90, then come a little bit farther. You are in charge of your range of motion here. So if you maybe lifted weights yesterday and you're a little sore, your range of motion may be a little bit different than from when we started. So we have about 30 more seconds here. And then just like we did on the first side, we're going to open it up to the outside. Nice deep breaths. Good. Stretch feels so good. Taking our time here. All right, as we transition, we're going to switch the hand, same hand as the leg you're in, and then open that leg out to the outside. My hip stays close. So my hip stays close to the ground. I'm not turning everything over. So my whole torso is not turning over. It's just that outside. Again, my arm, I'm not feeling any tension. My upper body should not be sore from this. Getting a nice stretch in that inner thigh feels so good. The more you can let yourself relax into the stretch, the more you're going to get out of it. We're about halfway here, and then we're going to cross all the way over. So taking our time to get this nice deep, hamstrings the back of our leg, but then also the inner and the outer thighs really make up this whole complex that we're working on, hamstrings and hips. Let's come to the center. Remember, straighten that opposite leg, switching hands. That hand that just had your strap goes out to the side, and this hand, good, comes all the way over. So that opposite shoulder stays on the ground, so we get this nice cross-body stretch. Nice deep breaths here, stretching through the hips, stretching through the outer thigh. Those abductors. Inner thighs are adductors, ADD. We have 15. We have 2 sets of 15, so we have 30 seconds left here. The more you breathe, with an exhale, you sink into that stretch. Good. Last 15 seconds. Let your body sink. Remember, this is really only our 4th exercise here, so we're going to get deeper into the hips and the hamstrings. Good. As we come back up to that center, go ahead and set your strap to the side, and let's give yourself a hug. Hug your knees into your chest. Just do a little roll side to side. Good. As we come back to the center, we are going to do a figure 4. I want you to cross your ankle over your thigh. So let's use right and left. I want you to cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Grab behind your right thigh, pull it into your chest. You should feel a nice stretch in the left hip. And as we settle here, we are going to hold these for a little while. So we are not shrugging our shoulders. If you feel those shoulders shrugging up, keep them relaxed. Great stretch into the hip, the piriformis. If you have sciatica pain, this is a very nice stretch here. Nice deep breaths. Good. You have about 15 more seconds here at this stretch. Good. Let's go ahead and release. Bring that foot to the ground and switch sides. So cross it over, pull it back, relax the head and neck, and we're just going to settle here. One side may be tighter than the other. If you need to use your strap, you can put your strap behind your leg. And you may be asking, what do I do with this other foot? Today, we're just letting that other foot hang down. Okay, we're not worried about if it's flexed, if the leg is straight. We're just hanging out here. Okay, this is our introductory to our hips and our hamstrings. Nice deep breath. You are almost done. We're going to get some more movement here. Good. Let's go ahead and release. Nice job. Go ahead and sit up slowly as we roll onto our side, pushing yourself up, sitting with those knees bent. We've been on our back a little bit. Let's loosen up that back. Grab those hamstrings. Tuck the chin for cat. Look up for cow. Good. So if you need to sit laying on our back we were on our back for quite a bit there. So if you need to take your time to get yourself into a nice cat and cow here. Good. Last one, coming into cat. Good, and cow. Good, coming back nice and tall. Let's take a deep inhale here. And exhale. Good, let's come on to your hands and knees. And as we're on our hands and knees, we are in what we call quadruped. So the knees are as wide as your hips. Your hands are as wide as your shoulders. From here, I want you to shift to me and shift away. So we're just shifting those hips, and as we're shifting those hips, we get a nice stretch through the outside of the hip. Good. This last time to the back side. As you come back to the center, I want you to go ahead and do some hip circles. So you're drawing with your knee, circling around to your range of motion. Last time here, we're going to go the other way. Circle it around. Good. Last time. And switching sides. Circle those hips, using your knee as your guide. Last one, we switch directions. Good. Just your range of motion here. And good. Come back to that center. I want you to come and sit on your heels. Now, as you are seated on your heels, your toes are flat. We're going to change that up a little bit. So we're going to do a little rock back with tuck toes. So you're coming onto your hands and knees. Want to tuck your toes and you're going to rock forward. Good. Rock towards the toes and up. So into the heels and up. Keep those toes tucked. We are stretching through the hips, and then we're also getting a nice stretch through the bottoms of those feet. Last one. And as we come up, untuck those toes and just a little tap onto your mat. Coming around, back seated, I want you to take that blanket. As we are into our stretches here, we are not going 100%. We are not getting full stretches, so we're going to work on supportive stretches with the band and now with our blanket. So I want you to work on the fundamentals here. I want you to tuck one leg in. The other leg is going to come out, and I want you to take the blanket and I just want you to put it and roll it up, put it underneath your knee. Turning your hips and your shoulders toward that knee, inhaling up. And as you exhale, I want you to fold forward. And as we fold forward, yes, my knee is bent. Pull those toes towards the shin, activating everything on the back of the leg. Your hands can just fall forward here. I am getting a nice stretch through the back of my leg. Nice deep breath without having to have that knee straight, okay? Good. We are going to stay here for about 20 more seconds. So allow yourself to relax. Don't hold any tension. If you find yourself tensing up, back off a little bit. Remember, no sharp stabbing pains. So let's just take some nice deep breaths. We are almost done. Good. Walk yourself up. And we're going to switch sides. So I want you to take that same blanket roll underneath the opposite knee. Tuck that foot in if that is comfortable for you. Turn the hips and the shoulders, inhaling up. Exhale, fold forward. So as I fold forward, pull the toes up. We're going to settle here. Again, shifting as far forward as you can. Comfortably, I am not, and that's part of the having the blanket under the knee. The knee is supported. I am not worried about touching my chest to my knee. I'm not worried about hands to the floor. I'm strictly focusing on what my hamstring can do here in this supported position. You have 10 more seconds to settle in. Good. Come up slowly. I want you to go ahead. We're going to use those blankets in a minute here. So I want you to have the blanket ready. So your blanket's going to be a rectangle, and I want you to take it and I want you to roll it up. Okay, so we have a nice long tube here. I want you to put that at the back of your mat, and we're going to use it in just a minute. Let's take the bottoms of your feet together for a little butterfly. And as you hinge forward at the waist, I just want you to do a little rock. So we're just going to rock from side to side, getting a nice stretch through our inner thighs, again, which is also our hips. Everything is connected here from the bottoms of our feet. Good. As you come back to the center, settle everything out. Bring your knees to your chest. come onto your hands and knees, let's slide back into child's pose. So touch those big toes. Knees are as wide as your mat. Fall forward into your mat, pressing your hands down into the mat. So from my elbows to my hands, my forearms are gently pressed into the mat. Nice deep breaths. Good. Coming up onto your hands and knees. Bring those knees back underneath the hips. Tuck your toes. Lift up into downward dog. And as we're here in downward dog, I want you to just do some pedaling. So bending one knee, then the other. Pedal yourself through, stretching through the bottoms of your feet, all the way up your hamstrings to your hips. Good. One more each side. 1 and 2. Good. Both heels pressed towards the ground. Walk your feet towards your hands. Roll up slow, tall, into mountain pose. Good. Coming into mountain pose, facing me, nice and tall. Let's take a deep inhale here. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Walk those feet out. So we're stepping them out. My feet are wider than my hips, wider than my shoulders. Put a bend in those knees. I just want you to do a little shift from side to side. Good. Now come back to the center. Inhaling up. Exhale, forward fold. Fold forward as far as you can. Now, if you can't touch the ground, rest your hands on your thighs or your shins. Relax the head and neck. Just do a little hip shift here. Good. Rolling up slowly. Bend those knees as you come up. And bring those feet in. From here, I just want you to come down onto your knees. And if you need to have a blanket under your knees, absolutely. We're going to be here for just a minute. Knee in front, knee to the side. You're going to be about 45 degrees in between. And we're just going to do a little shifting. So we're doing a little bit of mobility here through both hips. Let's take a big rainbow arm all the way up and over. Good. Take it down. And then over. Nice. Let's do one more. And over. Good. Bring it down. Switch sides. So we're not front. We're not all the way over. We're somewhere in the middle. Just a little shift first to guide and get a feel of where we are. Good. Little arms. Good. Now take it up and then down. Good. So big arms all the way up. If you want to put that forearm down, you can. Good. We have just a couple more here. Last one all the way around. Good. As we come back to the center, let's go ahead. We're going to take that roll that we just did. I want you to come up onto your knees and then drop onto your heels for just a little deep squat here. Now you can rotate those toes out. Hands come to the center. Hands are inside your knees. So we're pressing against our knees. I'm just going to do a little side to side shift. Deep hip squat here. Nice deep breaths. We're going to hold this for 20 more seconds, okay? So if you are more comfortable with movement, move. If you want to put your hands on the floor, you can do that and lean forward a little bit. Your choice. What are you comfortable with? We have less than 10 seconds here. Settling in. Nice job. As you come up, come onto your knees, cross your ankles, and bring your feet on in front. Good job. Last one before we just sit for a little relaxation. I want you to take your hands onto your mat, feet are out in front, knees are bent, and we're just going to drop. So we're just going to do, let's say, almost like a little 90-90. One side may drop a little bit easier than the other. Good. One more each side. 1 and 1. Good job. Come back to the center. Take that blanket, fold it back into a small rectangle, and let's have a seat up on that blanket. Cross your legs in front. Now, as we have a seat on the blanket, it opens up our hips a little bit, makes it a little bit more comfortable to stay seated here. Hands are on those knees, inhaling here, and exhale. As we finish our time together for this class, I want you to sit tall, do a little side shift, side to side. Take some nice deep breaths. And as you settle back to the center, let's turn our palms up to the ceiling. And as you turn the palms to the ceiling, the shoulders relax. The back of your hands are heavy against your knees. And as you sit tall, I want you to take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, just as we did when we started our time in this class together, I want you to check in. This time checking in from the top of our head. Making your way down your face, softening your forehead, your jaw hangs open. Making your way down the back of your head, your neck. Checking in with those shoulders. Let's waterfall our way. So think of your shoulders at the beginning of your waterfall. Your fingers are the end, waterfalling any tension away. Your arms are heavy, inhaling your chest. Exhale, and relax the muscles of your upper back, your abdomen and your lower back. Waterfalling your way from your hips to your toes. Your hips are nice and loose and relaxed, as well as those hamstrings in our legs. Taking some time here, I want you to breathe and allow your body and your mind to wander. I want you to hold on to any tension. I don't want you to think about your to-do list. Just let yourself wander. Your mind, your body relaxes. Your knees relax into the floor with the weight of your hands. But as they do that, they are not holding any tension. Taking some time here with your thoughts. As you inhale here, and as you exhale, let's wake up your fingers and your toes, your arms and your legs. Do a little side to side with your torso. Your shoulders come through. Little shoulder circles back. Good. As you come to the center, let's take a deep inhale together. Exhale, shoulders relax. The last time together, deep inhale. And exhale. Again, my name is Stacy with Aspen Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope your hips and your hamstrings feel wonderful, nice and loose. Remember to subscribe and like, and I will see you again next time.